Hey guys, it's Maymay, and it's that time again. It is time for our holiday planner. Now, every year for the past few years, I've done a holiday planner, and I'm going to link those previous ones below just for you to really see how I've done them in the past. Because this year, we're giving you a different style of printable. I try to either give you a printable every year or send you to a printable that's available, but all those previous years are going to be dated, right? So even if you go to those locations to see where those printables are, they're still going to have the old dates on them, but there may be new ones there for you if it's like a website that I linked off site or something like that. But for today, we're giving you a free one. I have it covered up. I haven't showed you yet. So we're giving you two options this time. We're giving you the one that I've already been showing you. This is not the same one. The one that I printed on cardstock for the composition book. And we're giving you this one that is if you want to use a binder and you want it to be more full page. So you can take your option. This one I just printed on regular paper, and you can make a binder with this. It's the same thing, but this one won't fit in a composition book. So we're giving you two free options to print from this year. But I'm using a composition book today. This is just the standard size composition book. Pick this up at Walmart, no big deal, just paper. We've done composition books before, and for myself, I find this to be the most fun. I really like the way this one does, and I like how it holds up for the whole season. So this is your free holiday planner. Now, we have done a lot with this one, okay? And I'm going to take a second to run through it. So if you don't really want to see me run through it, you can skip ahead in the video to where we start putting it together, but I want to run through it for you. So for the walkthrough of the planner, this is the cover. Look how cute this is. It's very different than what I would normally do, but that's because Mandy did this, and I want y'all to know this took her about 2 weeks to complete. So I hope you enjoy this free printable that she worked so hard on. So this is the cover. We flip the cover page. You get a Christmas countdown. Oh my gosh, this is adorable. She used our gingerbread stamp set, and she created this for you guys. So you start at 25 because we're going to count 25 days to Christmas, okay? So you start here and you color your candies all the way down the page till you get to Merry Christmas, which is the house right here. So how cute is this? You finish and color up the whole scene. It's precious. Then you might could use this for something. Maybe cut them out and use them on cards. Wouldn't that be cute? Okay, and then this is your calendar cover page. All right, so it lets you know this is where calendars are going to start in your book. Now, for the calendar, here's how we've laid it out for you. Okay, we laid it out so it'll go November all the way across the page because that's how I'm going to put it in my composition book. But when you're printing, you might want to print front and back so you can just flip the page and have the rest of November on the back. That's totally up to you. It's a PDF and you can do anything you want with it. Here's December, same layout. Okay. Now for your weeklies, you're going to get two different weeklies. Okay. You get this one with the deer in the tree and the bunny. Okay. And then you get this one that has a tree, a house, and a lantern. Now you'll need to print as many weeklies as you want. So for example, if I'm doing December, I'm going to flip this back over, and December has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, then I'm probably going to want to print 5 of these to go behind December. All right. So you can decide, you might want to use one of each, any way you want to do it, but you will want to print multiples of your weeklies. Okay. So flip that over. Then we also give you an activities, which this just means if you have a bunch of things you want to put down here, maybe you're heading up an activity this year, or you want to keep up with some stuff you've got going on in a special location, or maybe you don't need a weekly, you just want to keep up with your specific activities. Here's a great way to do that. Then budget. This is a header for your budget area. So we've got you here a budget. We've got item, budget, and actual. So what you're going to budget for it, what you actually paid for it. She gives you a page there. Expenses, item, amount, and total. Charitable giving. Okay, I think that's really cool to have that. Then craftiness. We got to have a crafty one, right? So here we go. Decor inventory. You're not going to want every sheet. This may be one that's for people like me that are just kind of like, I want to decide I want this tree in this room and this room, and I might want to make lists of where things are going. But if you don't need this, you don't have to print this page. Okay, decor by room. Isn't that cool? Craft list. Okay, you're on Pinterest and you're like, I want to do this, or you're on Maymay Made It, I want to try this, or you're on one of our Facebook groups, I want to try this. Put in what you want to try, decide how much time you need for it, and then you can put it into your calendar, and when you've done it, you can check off and see how many projects you did. This is cool, and you might want to use this just to make a separate book. This is neat. You get a page of this. It's called Craft, okay? And it says time required, where you found it or the address so you can find it later, when you need it by, okay, the supplies, and your instructions. This would be a great way to keep up with what you're doing For Christmas, look down here, a gift for whom? So whoever this is for, you can put it there as well. Cards, you're going to make a list of who they're for. Have you mailed it? Have you made it and then have you mailed it? Isn't that cool how you can keep up like that? Thank you cards, because this is for afterwards. So when you come back from your holidays and you've gotten gifts, put those lists in so you can send thank you cards. Maybe it's not even for a gift. Maybe it's just somebody invited you to dinner at their home, what have you, and you want to keep up with that. Addresses, again, you can make yourself a whole address book out of this printable. Gifting, so we're going to flip this over. This is, you can even put this in front of that last section I showed you. You can put your headers anywhere you want to put them. So gift ideas. This is a great way to do this. Put the person's name here. So like for me, I'd put all my children, my grandchildren, my husband, whatever in the box, and then I do a list of what they're either getting or what I'd like to get them, right? Gift shopping list. If there's things, if I'm going out, I want to keep up with my shopping. And see, that's the reason I like the composition book, because I'm going to keep it with me. But a binder will work just the same. Online purchases. How many times have you placed an order and forgotten, did I actually order that? I do it all the time. So if you're going to sit down and do some online purchasing, have this with you so you can just flip through and write in that information. I like this. Look, it's item ordered tracking, ordered from or for, and then received and wrapped. Isn't that cool? Love it. Yummy goodness, it's time for our baking list. Check this out. Baking list, the things you want to bake. Here's a menu. You can do like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or you could do Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, whatever you wanted to do. Here's your recipe list. Here's a recipe page. This is a grocery list for you. And then reflections. I love this. So we wanted to do something a little different this year, and I want to show you what this is. Reflections. In this section, we have given you a Thanksgiving reading plan. So this is a Bible reading plan for Thanksgiving. Now, you don't have to use this. Remember, you can print or use whatever pages you want, but this one in particular is so cool for those of you who like to read the Bible every day, and now you have a reading plan for Thanksgiving. Then you have a gratitude journal prompt. You don't have to do both. You can pick one or the other, or you can do both. And what we want you to do is, what smell are you grateful for today? What technology are you grateful for today? What color are you grateful for? And just answer it. And then later you can come back and look at your answers. We've given you a Christmas reading plan. You knew that was coming, right? So here's a Christmas reading plan and extra pages to write on. So you can print these if you want to. I'm not going to use these because I have my journal for it, but if you're doing this in a binder, it's kind of cool to have this. And this one is single-sided, so you even have all this space on the back. And same here. And look at this one, Christmas journal prompts. Look, pretend you could choose one gift that would be given to every child in the world. What would you choose? And you write your answer. It's just a way to journal throughout the month. There's all different kinds of things there you can answer. And then finally, these are for tabs. So if you want to put tabs in your book, they say calendar, budget, craftiness, gifting, yummy goodness, and reflection. So we've gone through the whole thing. That's everything you get. You can choose your size, composition, or binder, and you choose the pages you want. You may not want every page in here. I'm not going to use every page in here. I'll show you how I'm going to do mine. All right, let's get started. So on most of your pages, you're going to know exactly where to trim because you're going to have a line all the way around the image, and you're just going to trim that out, and it's going to fit into your composition book. If you are doing something different than I am, let me tell you the measurements of my composition book. Inside, I wanted to do mine at 9 3/4 tall by 7 wide because I think it fits in there really good that way. But you can adjust them to fit in your book, okay? So this is the calendar cut down with the white edges off. Now I want to show you how I would trim these, okay? So each of these are a little bit different than those pages that have the square already on there for you, even though this one kind of does. On these pages, all I'm doing is I'm going to cut one side down right to the edge of the graphic, okay? And then I want it to be 7 wide, so I'm putting that in at 7 and trimming the other side. And that's typically right to the line, okay? If you need to trim a little more off, you can. Then at the bottom, it's 9 3/4. That's what's going to fit into my planner, okay? So there you go. That's one. Now this one has a border around 3 sides. So all you have to do here is cut that 3-side border. And I just use my trimmer and line it up. I just make sure I'm on the line. That's good. So cut out one side, okay? And then I'm going to move it to this next line. Cut that one out. Then the next line. And you'll see if you do these 3 sides, you're probably good on the top. We'll check it real quick and see. I need to be 9 3/4. I need to take a little bit off of this white section. So I'm going to go to 9 3/4 and just trim that top. And that's perfect for my composition book. Same thing here. So this one I have a little formula for you, okay? So I want you to have the page facing you. These are the ones that have no borders made for you, okay? When they're facing you, I want you to put it in your trimmer at 7.5, just like this, and then cut. You got to trust this process, okay? So I don't need that piece. Then I'm going to flip it over where the page is upside down, and I'm going to put it at 7 inches, because remember, that's how wide we want our page to be, and I'm going to cut that. So now it's 7 inches wide. Then I just place it right into my trimmer at 9 3/4 for height. And you notice how that's going to cut that little piece off? So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to come to the top where I've got some white space and cut about 1/4 of an inch off of there. If that happens, you're just trying to get this to 7 by 9 3/4, but I want you to see me do it. And now that is going to work just fine. So check it out. Now that piece is all ready to go. All right, we're ready to start putting this in the book. So before I put this in my book, I want to show you, these are all the pages I'm using. I didn't use nearly all the pages that I showed you. These are the ones I'm not. I'll stack them up for you to see. So you see, about half of them won't even go into my book, but that's okay. We like to give you what you want. So some of you are going to want different parts than I do. I'm not much of a cook, so I'm not doing a recipe section in here. All right. So this is our full sheet sticky back adhesive. It comes in 10 by 12 sheets, and I love this stuff. I'm going to use it to put my cover on. I think it is the way to go. So I'm going to separate this guy from its backer. And let me tell you about this. When you do it, you'll know which side you want to release first, because the sticky's going to stay on one side and it's going to reveal itself on the other. So just separate it wherever it wants to go, and you'll see, when you get this at home, you'll see what I mean. This piece is the one to release, but it's going to stick to the one you shouldn't release yet. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down on my work surface like this, and I don't take the whole piece off here. Like, I leave this sticky back on because I'm not going to need it all. This is the stickiest stuff. Look at my fingerprints. Okay, then I'm going to come to the corner. I'm going to use a lot of sticky tape in this album, but the reason is I found I can get to the edges better than I can with liquid adhesive, because, you know, if you get too close, it'll kind of seep out. So with these, I can get sticky tape right to the edge, and I know this is not going to lift up on my project. So get that laid down. Oh, that one did really well. Really well. Then what I typically do is I lay this back over like so, and I can see right through it to cut it out. And you can either cut it with your scissors or you can cut it with your blade and ruler. So that way, none of this sticky adhesive that's still here is wasted. I can still use this whole sheet, and I'm probably going to use it in my book. Then I'm going to do the same thing down here. And if you need to see it a little better, you can fold this back like this so you can see it. Okay, so now I just need to peel this adhesive backer off, and since you've stuck it to your cardstock, it'll come off of this piece just fine. All right, now listen, pay attention on this one because it's going to stick. Wherever you put it, it's going to stick, okay? Now I can already see I've made a mistake about something I should have told you, and I will fix mine, but I'm going to tell you before you do it. You need to round the edges, because I forgot that composition books have rounded edges. So I'm going to put this one down and come back and fix it. But you need to round the edges of your pages. So I have this washi from the Christmas collection from Cartabella, and I haven't used it yet, and I'm really excited. I think it's really pretty, and I think this is a great place for it. So I'm going to put washi on this spine. So that's going to cover up my crookedness here, and I may even run washi around the whole thing like a frame. We'll see. So I'm just going to open this up. Let me turn this where I can get to it. I always try to keep it where you guys can see it, but I need to have it where I can see it this time. And I'm just going to start laying this on. Now, the thing about washi is you have to burnish it, okay? It's kind of a thin, papery adhesion or sticky tape, and it doesn't stick super, super tight. So if you burnish it, you have a much better chance of it sticking well. And then I'm just going to use the edge. So I love this washi running down here, but I don't think I'm going to worry about this top where that's hanging off. I'm going to let that go. Worst case scenario, I could cut it if I wanted to, but I'm just not going to stress about that edge where I got crooked. I'm going to let it run. But look, if it does bother you, you can totally put some washi up there and wrap it up. Wouldn't that be cute? Either way. Sometimes we make mistakes and we live with them, right? Okay, so on this first page, I have to decide what's going here. I actually already know what I want right here. I think this is so cute. I want to put this Christmas countdown right here, and I want to run it all the way. Let's see. I'm going to put it So it'll cover up what's underneath there, and I can always run washi here if I want to hide that too. I'm going to put it like this, or maybe center it in there. Either way, if I center it, I don't have to round the corners. I'm going to put it just like that, and I won't need to round the corners at all. And this way, when I'm doing my coloring, I can come right here to do it on the front cover. So you know what we got to do? Full sheet of adhesive. So I got my full sheet of adhesive on here, and I'm going to line this up. Oops, some of my adhesive sticking off the side. I cut that one a little funny, so I'm just going to wrap that around. You don't want your adhesive sticking out, because if you do, it's going to grab everything you put your planner by. So try to tuck that under if it's hanging over the edge. We got it. Oh, it's so sticky. All right, and now I'm going to line this up right where the rounded edge stops. And the reason for that is because I didn't round the edges of this sheet. And then I'm just going to stick this down like that. So that'll be the inside cover. So there we go, all ready for coloring. And now over here is going to be my page that says calendar. Now, I'm not going to use full sheet adhesive on these pages. I'm not going to need it. Here, I needed it because this is going to get the most wear and tear of me opening and closing my book. But here, I can just glue these guys in just like this. But I do need to round all the edges. So let me do that first so I don't forget. So when rounding your edges, you want to pay attention to which ones you're going to round, okay? So this one's going to go this way and flip in the book like that. This one is going to open up, remember? So I'm going to have November. Oops, wrong one. Hold on. I'm going to have November like this across the page. So I need to round this side and this side. So I'm just going to put these guys together, facing together like that, and just round this corner like this. If you need to, you can flip through every page and check, but if you kind of know how it's going to lay out, you can do it that way. See, this is a double page, and it's going to lay out across like this, so I can put those together, and I can round these two bottom, or the right-hand corners, just like that. So then when it's in the book, when it's opened up, if I can get it to open here, there we go, when it's opened up, it'll be like that, and both those sides will be rounded. Okay, so I'm going to go through and round all my pages. So I'm going to use 20 mil sticky tape for the rest of these. I'm going to sit this on. Here's the thing. I like to use the sticky tape here because I know I'm going to have all the edges stuck down. You can use wet glue. It's not a problem. But sometimes I don't get great adhesion on the very edges when I just use my wet glue. Because, you know, it's really hard to do that without just seeping everywhere. So I'm going to use the 20 mil. Run it around the edge like that. And this way I know all edges of this piece are going to be stuck down. The only place I'll have an issue is right here on these corners, and I'll probably just squirt that with a little bit of wet adhesive just to keep it down to be safe. All right, I'm going to reveal all of this. So just in that little spot, I'm going to put a little bit of art glitter glue just to keep those edges down, okay? And I'm going to glue this into the book. Now remember, you're using sticky tape, which means once it's down, especially on this kind of paper. So get that in there. Stick it down. Look how cute. So here is where our calendar starts. Then November will go right here. So I'm going to stick the pages of November down exactly like I just showed you. So now here I'm going to show you something that I'm not actually going to do. This is November, okay? November has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. So if you are a weekly planner, if you like to have your monthly at a glance and then your weekly broken down, you're going to want to print 5 weeklies and you're going to put them in the next section, okay? So you'll put one week in like this, flip the page, another week, flip the page, and so on. I don't do weekly planning. This is my holiday planner, and it's really just the little things I have going on for the holidays. So I won't be using these in mine, but I wanted to show you how to do it. I'm going to go straight to December. So I'll have November at a glance and December at a glance, and that's just how I do it. So I'm going to stick these in just like I did November. For kicks and giggles, I'm doing this. I'm going to show you if I were doing with art glitter glue as well. Inside these pages, it's not the worst to do with art glitter glue because they don't get as much pull and tug as the covers do. So if you want to, you just want to run your glue as close to the edge as you can get it all the way around and then fill in the middle like we do with card making, the same thing. So if you need to use it, you can. It's just on those covers, it's sometimes best to have that sticky tape. Then just stick that down. And smearing that around real good kind of moves that glue out to the edge and you're all right. But either way you need to do it, it's your album. Now, for me, I want to do reflections next because I probably will find myself in the front of this book more than I'll find myself toward the back. And this is a daily situation. So I want to go ahead and do my reflections. I think I'm going to put the one that says reflections on this side. And then I think for Thursday, for November, I'm going to start with my Thanksgiving reading plan right here. I just think that makes a pretty double page, and for me, that works. And then on the next 2 pages, I'm going to add my Christmas ones. I'm not going to do the gratitude journal prompts for this one. I'm going to do the Thanksgiving reading in my Bible instead. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and put both these in because I might want to do both of these for Christmas. I think this is really cute. So that'll be the next 2 pages. All right, so I need to round the corners of these before I forget. And then I'm going to just stick them in the book. So I got my reading plans in, my reflection section. This is my Thanksgiving. I've got my Christmas journal prompts and my Christmas reading plan. Now what I want to do is I want to decide what my next section is. And I think it's going to be gifting. I think because that's the next biggest thing that I do throughout the year is shop and give presents and that sort of thing, or throughout this time of year. And I'm going to put all of this on this side. Now, I'm going to skip putting anything here. I feel like this is a great place that I might need to take some different notes that maybe I don't allow for inside this section. So I'm not going to put anything here. I'm going to let gifting start on this side, okay? And then I want to flip through and see how this goes. I'm going to do gifting like this. Then here, I feel like I might need more than one shopping list page. So I'm going to put one over here, but I'm not going to put anything here. I'm not going to print one now because I don't want to waste the paper if I don't need it. But if I do need it, I'm going to go back and print another one and put it over here, if that makes sense, as I get going. Now, you need to decide how many of these pages you're going to need, and that's kind of what you're going to do throughout the rest of your book, is decide how much space you need to leave yourself. So there's gifting like that, or at least that's shopping. So I skipped too many pages. Let me come back here. Open this up. Okay, over here, I'm going to do online purchases the same way. I'm going to put myself a page here, and then I'm going to leave a spot for more. This is not as many. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 to 24, depending on how many lines you need, okay? So I'm probably going to need more of this one, so I'm going to leave this space blank for it as well. I'm going to continue that same thought process, adding gift ideas to this side, okay, and then adding charitable giving to this side and leaving this space. And actually, you can see how this is written. I wouldn't even have to print another page. I could just use this page with handwritten because you can see here what we're talking about in this section. So I'm going to glue those pages in just like that. Now for me, the next most important section is craftiness. So that's my next section here. So I'm gluing this one in. Just like so. So I have my crafty section here. Isn't that pretty? I just love the graphics. She did such a good job. All right, and then I have to decide what I'm going to do. I know I'm going to need more than one page for cards. I feel like I am. So I'm just going to put this one here. I can print myself another one there. Same for thank yous. So I'm going to put it on this side, leaving a blank. And then I think I'm just going to need one craft list. But I can add one if I need one. But I don't think I'm going to need more than that for like big projects I need to get done. So I'm going to put these in the book now. Now I want to show you. I have lots of pages left in my book that I can do anything with. I think it would be really cute if you use these pages to add photos and different little stories and memories throughout the month that you might have, that just turn this into your Christmas journal as well. Make this your journal. Now, I may come back and add a decor section. I have not done one at this point. I've just done the front of the book so far. I may come back and add decor. I don't know. But for now, let's flip through and see what I do have completed. So I've got my cover, and then I've got my countdown, my calendars. Here's November, December, and then as I keep going through, you can see that next I have my reflections page, my Thanksgiving reading plan, my Christmas journal prompts, my Christmas reading plan, and then we get into gifting. And so you can see how I've laid mine out. It's like online purchases, left myself a page, charitable giving, left myself a page, cards, I definitely am going to need more than this, right? Thank yous, definitely need more than one page. Craft list, I think I just need one page, but I can always put notes here for stuff as well. And then I'm into my open space. I can do anything else I want to with. Again, I think doing like a journal for Christmas or for the holidays and keeping stories, I've discovered that As I've gotten older, I really love hearing the stories that my parents have to tell. And I just really think if we could journal in here and then hold on to these for our kids to see later and go, look at this holiday planner that mom did in 2018. It'll have all the little things for what all the little activities we did, little notes, and then journaling in here. And this book cost you $1 at Walmart, and the printable is free. And by the way, I'll have the printable below for you guys in the description. I hope you enjoyed this one. I made it really simple this year. A couple reasons. I've heard from a lot of folks that you're really busy and you're trying to make a lot of the projects I'm showing, and I'm really putting out a lot of projects. So I thought the planner I need to make simple for you guys. We don't need to make this one too much work because I know you're trying to make a lot of mini albums and things with us. So this one you can throw together in no time. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you make a holiday planner using this printable, I want to see it. Head to our customer gallery. You can upload your photos of your project on our customer gallery and give inspiration for everyone else. You can also tag us on social media. Everywhere is Maymay Made It. That's what you find us on social media at. And we look forward to seeing what you're doing. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.